Hello everyone and welcome back to IAM Tech News. In today's video, we will talk about a very important security best practice in AWS, which is enabling multi-factor authentication or MFA. This is one of the most recommended security best practices for AWS accounts. So let's dive right in. Let's start by understanding what multi-factor authentication is and how it works. Generally, a user logs in using their username and password to access the AWS account. This is the standard method of authentication. However, if someone steals or guesses your password, they can easily gain access to your account. Now, with MFA enabled, there is an extra layer of security. After entering the username and password, the user is prompted to enter the second factor, a one-time code generated by an app on their smartphone to access the AWS account. This is similar to the OTP you receive during the online banking transactions. This means even if an attacker knows your password, they still can't log in without the MFA code from your device. Now let's take a look at different MFA options supported by AWS. First, we have virtual authenticator applications like Google Authenticator or Authy. These are the apps that you can install on your smartphone. They generate time-based one-time passwords that you enter during the login. This is one of the most commonly used and easiest MFA options to set up. Next, AWS supports passkeys or security keys. These are the physical devices like YubiKey or built-in options in apps like 1Password. You simply plug them into a device or tap them to authenticate securely. They offer stronger protection against phishing attacks. Finally, there are hardware TOTP tokens. These are dedicated hardware devices such as those from SafeNet used mostly in enterprise environment. They function similarly to virtual apps but offer more control and durability in highly secure environments. So whether you are an individual user or managing an enterprise, AWS gives you flexible MFA options to enhance your security. In this video, I will use a virtual MFA device for the demo. Let's start by enabling MFA for the root user.
To begin with, sign into AWS Management Console as a root user.
So go to aws.amazon.com and click on Sign In at the top right. Then make sure choose the root user option, not the IAM user. Enter your root account email address. Then click Next. Now enter the password and click Sign In. You are now logged into AWS console as a root user. Once you are in, move your mouse to the top right corner where you can see your account name. Click on it and from the drop-down, choose Security Credentials. This will take you to the page where you can manage access keys, passwords, and of course MFA. Now scroll down until you see the section labeled as a multi-factor authentication or MFA. Here, you will see that MFA is currently not enabled. Click on Assign MFA Device button to start the process of enabling it. You will be asked to enter a name for the device. I will name it as MFA for simplicity, but you can choose any name that helps you identify it later, especially useful if you manage multiple devices or accounts. AWS supports multiple types of MFA, but in most cases, we use virtual MFA device like a Google Authenticator or Authy. So here, choose a second option, which is Authenticator app, and click Next. First, you need to install an application like a Google Authenticator, Duo Mobile, or Authy on your mobile phone or laptop. By clicking on link below, you can view a list of compatible apps under Virtual Authenticator apps for Android and iOS. For this demo, I have installed the Google Authenticator app, but you can choose any app that is convenient for you. So go back to the console, click on Show QR code. This will display a QR code that you will need to scan. Now grab your mobile phone and open Google Authenticator or whichever app you installed. If it is your first time using the app, you will need to click on plus or add account, then choose Scan a QR code option. Point your phone at the screen to scan the QR code shown in the AWS console. Once scanned, a 6-digit MFA code will start appearing and refreshing every 30 seconds. Now, In the AWS console, you will see two text fields where it asks you to enter two consecutive MFA codes. This means wait for the current code to be valid and enter it in the first box. Wait for the next 6 digits to appear and enter that in the second box. This confirms that your app is synced properly with AWS. Once you have entered both codes, click on Add MFA button. If the codes are correct, you will see a success message saying MFA device assigned. You can now log out and test logging back in using the root account. So click on sign in to the console, enter your email address and password. You will then be prompted to enter the MFA code in addition to your password. So open your Authenticator app, enter the code and click submit. If the login is successful, it confirms that your MFA setup is working correctly. And please remember that every time you log in into AWS console, you will need to have your phone with you to enter the MFA code from the Authenticator app. The process remains exactly same for assigning MFA for IAM user as well. In the AWS console, go to IAM service by searching for IAM in the top search bar. Click on users from the left-hand menu. Choose the IAM user for whom you want to enable MFA. If you are new to creating IAM users, please refer my video on how to create an IAM user in the description below. After selecting the user, click on Security Credential tab. Scroll down to the Multi-Factor Authentication section. Now click on Assign MFA button to begin with MFA process. Give a name as MFA IAM user. Select Authenticator app. Give 2 consecutive codes after scanning the QR code and click on Add MFA. We successfully enabled MFA for the IAM user as well. This is a great security practice and it's highly recommended enabling it for all IAM users who access the AWS console. As a part of cleanup process, to remove the MFA for an IAM user, go to Security Credentials tab, select the assigned MFA device and click Remove and confirm the action. After that, if needed, click Delete at the top right corner to permanently delete the IAM user. Now to remove MFA for the root user, click on your account name. On the top right corner, select Security Credentials. Locate the MFA device listed and click Remove and confirm the action. Although I'm showing the cleanup process here, it's very important to keep MFA enabled for both your root user and IAM user accounts to ensure strong security for your AWS environment. Now let's look at a few things to keep it in mind after enabling MFA. Always keep a backup of your MFA device setup. If you lose access to your phone, you will be logged out of your AWS account. That's why it's crucial to take a screenshot or safely store the QR code or the MFA seed during setup. You can also register the MFA device on a second app like Authy, which supports multi-device sync. Consider setting up a backup admin IAM user. Create another IAM user with admin privileges and MFA enabled. This acts as a fallback in case your root user or primary IAM account gets logged out. Don't share MFA devices. Each user should have their own MFA device. Never share MFA codes or configure multiple users with the same Authenticator app instance. Test MFA login right away. After enabling MFA, log out and try logging in again using your new MFA setup to ensure it works correctly. Keep hardware MFA device secure. If you are using hardware-based MFA like YubiKey, keep it in a safe and secure location, especially if it's used for the root account. Periodically, review your MFA settings. Every few months, check if all critical users still have MFA enabled and remove MFA from any inactive or terminated accounts. Use IAM policies to enforce MFA. You can apply IAM policies that require users to authenticate with MFA to perform certain operations, enhancing your organization's security posture. That's it for today. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and happy learning.